Hi, I'm Tony.
And I'm Jan.
And after a career on stage and in television,
we downsized and bought a 60-foot narrowboat.
We now live full-time exploring the inland waterways.
Join us as we share the ups and downs of boat life.
And the history and splendour of the places we visit along the way.
We're looking at the Wirral. I haven't seen it for, 47 years? That's quite emotional.
Well, some sights we've seen, isn't there?
Oh, absolutely wonderful.
Good morning from the Llangollen Canal. If you'd have seen our last vlog, you'll know that we're heading towards Wrenbury at the moment. As we leave our mooring here at the top of Hurlston Flight, we're going to go past a couple of working boats. Several working boats, in fact. Two of these, Mountbatten and Lindsay, are owned by the Llangollen Carrying Company. They provide much needed supplies for narrowboaters, specifically during the winter months. One boat, Lindsay, helmed by Sven, usually does the entire length of the Llangollen Canal. The other one, Mountbatten, is helmed by Richard Chamberlain himself, and it usually does the Shropshire Union. If you want to know a little bit more about them, watch out for a future vlog where I've been filming both of them. First lift bridge of the day. This is the one at Wrenbury Mill. Quite a famous one here because you stop the traffic, literally. The power in your fingertips. I hope it doesn't go to Jan's head. If you've been following us from the start, you might remember Wrenbury from when we were here in, it was 2021, I believe, in the summer. We hadn't long bought the boat, and this is where we wanted to go on our first trip. And it's also where we started our sister channel, Marking New Menus, because we went to the Cotton Arms, which we understand is now closed, unfortunately. Used to do great pie and pint night out there. Anyway, after Wrenbury lift bridge, we've got another lift bridge, and then a series of locks before we get to Grindley Brook, which I think is where we're going to moor up, because the weather forecast is looking very grim for tomorrow. Heavy rain and winds, not the sort of weather you want to be cruising in. So we're going to hole up there somewhere for a few days. Let's see how the day progresses.
Got problems with the heating, so they're going into the thank you. Welcome. I don't know, can you hear us on that? No.
We haven't got our radios on there.
Oh, right.
Not charging everything.
Okay.
That was hard.
Huh?
Look how beautiful.
As you can see by the display outside this garden centre at the next lift bridge, it was late October. Nearly as beautiful as you, dear. A great time to come on the Llangollen Canal and enjoy the colours of the trees and hedges. This one's got a nasty little bywash before it. Something to take into account again. Nice agricultural smell there. I said there's nice agricultural smell. Right, this is Willymore Lock. No laughing at the back, please, thank you. It's not rude. It just happens to be called Willymore Lock.
I remember this.
Have we not been in there?
I think it was closed. Something. I don't know, but I remember it.
Is it not the one with all the Toby jugs? Anybody been in there? Tell us. We've been in. I'm sure we've been in here before. It's the Willymore Lock Tavern. Blimey, a non-leaky lock. How rare is that? Let us know if you've ever come across a non-leaky lock. So this is Willymore Lock, as I've said before, and we've got Povey Lock after this one, and then we've got the flight. Okay, Jan, let them roll.
That's why you're on your lead, because otherwise you'll be a pain.
We didn't shut down in case you didn't want to stop. But keep going, Tom. Get you out from under that bush.
Morning all. I know it's a bit of a scary sight, me without a hat on. Bald head. Oh, I know. Did you polish it yourself, Tony? Right, we've got the Grindley Brook Locks to do. Culminated in the 3 staircase locks. And then we're going to go to the top of those locks. There's some services. So we could do with doing the usual stuff, filling and emptying at the same time. And then not sure if we can get down the Whitchurch Arm. We have been there before, but I've never filmed it. Never filmed it at all. It's a short arm, about as short as mine actually, and it's usually full. It's Friday, not that that is any significance of anything at all, other than it's towards the end of the week. People may be out cruising, ready for the weekend, which may mean that the arm is full, in which case then we'll just stay at the top of the locks. Well, let's see how far we get.
I know, you need to put your hat on.
Sun's lovely, but it's bright. Okay. Oh, it's a bit bright. Oh, God. Oh, dear. Oh, too much sun. So there's 4 of us going up. However, one of us, the one in front of Amy Jo, wants to turn around and come back straight away, which is what he's doing. So that's causing a bit of confusion, a bit of consternation, as they say. Thankfully, just before the entrance to the staircase locks, there's a large pound in which you can turn round, which is what the boat in front of us decided to do. As you can see, we're still behind Amy Jo. We're going to have to wait here until they go up. Then as Amy Jo ascends the staircase, it's our turn. Oh, right, okay, good.
That's why it looks like there's loads of moorings.
But they're not actually on the surface, they're further on the bed. put a bit more water in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going a bit slow in.
Hang on. He knows what he's doing.
In case you didn't know, the staircase lock means that the exit of one lock goes into the entrance of another one. In this particular staircase there's 3 locks, so as we leave lock 2 we're now into lock 3. And then, with help from our friendly Lockie, we're at the top.
Thank you for your help.
Anytime. There's 4 taps, an L stand point, some toilets, and even an automatic pump out machine. Just make sure you've got your credit card handy. And then after we've used the services, we moor up. We're in the dappled shade, aren't we?
Yeah. Still can't see anything.
It's a bit bright here, isn't it? Flipping hell, what's going on?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Hello there. We're just loitering actually at the top of the locks. We've got some water, emptied the Alsam and got rid of some rubbish. We're loitering here because we've got intel that there will be a space available on the Whitchurch Arm, yeah, which is very short arm, as I think I said the other day. So it's a gamble whether you get down there, and because it's like a 90-degree bend to get into it, you can't, unless you're a really small boat, turn left into it.
You have to wind, don't you?
Yeah, just past the lift bridge there's a winding hole and you turn round and then come back on yourself and then you can go down the arm, and then halfway down the arm there's a winding hole, so obviously you can come back. That's what we're going to do, aren't we?
Yes. Somebody's going to move from their space.
Yeah, and we're going to nip in it.
And we won't say who they are at the
No,
moment.
no, we won't say anything.
Just in case it doesn't happen.
Yeah, just this could,
And then
this could all be a
they'll feel
fantasy. We could be dreaming this, couldn't we?
Well, that's very, very, very nice of them anyway.
Yes. And Amy Jo, Chris and Stephen Smudge are ahead of us, and they've taken the one and only mooring up here.
Yeah, because they're 67, aren't they?
Yeah.
67 foot.
So there's always tricky trying to find 2 spaces for 2 boats. So it's, you know, when it happens it's good, when it doesn't happen, well, you know, c'est la vie, as they say in Sunderland. Is it? Yeah. Anyhow, let's see what happens, shall we?
Fingers crossed.
Well, as you can see, we've made it down the Whitchurch Arm. Can you walk and talk?
Well, you're walking backwards, so
Yeah,
I'd worry about you.
With no tripod,
I'm just
camera
looking
in
at
my
the
hand.
signs there. Do not hit the bank.
I know.
Seriously? Seriously?
That's the winding hole. Halfway down the arm, isn't it?
Yeah.
What?
What am I pointing at that for?
Where are we now?
I have no idea where we are on here.
Well, that's ABC Boat Hire, isn't it?
That's round the corner, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're further back here.
Yeah.
I can't... Where is the arm? We're here. Not on the road, but we're down the Whitchurch Arm.
The Whitchurch Arm was built by the Ellesmere Canal Company and opened in stages between 1808 and 1811. Its use had ceased by the 1930s and was formally abandoned along with the Llangollen Canal itself in 1944. When the latter was reopened in the 50s, the Whitchurch Arm was not, as it had been filled in by 1950. In 1983, Whitchurch Town Council funded a feasibility study to see if restoration was possible, and the Whitchurch Arm Trust was set up in 1986. The Trust secured grants to fund the restoration of the first section of the arm from its junction with the Llangollen Canal to the bridge at Chemistry, and this was completed in October 1993. The Trust now owns and maintains this section, including Chemistry Bridge, and derives income from long-term moorings on the arm. The Trust plans to extend the canal under Chemistry Bridge and create a new basin with moorings, which would enable boats to moor closer to the town. Planning permission has been obtained and the work costed at around £650,000, although this figure will have risen with materials and construction costs. Stage 1 of the plan has already been completed, and work to extend the arm to the country park at Meadowcroft has already begun. It'll be known as Whitchurch Waterways Country Park. I'll leave details of the trust in the video description below. Well, hello there.
Hiya.
Hope you're doing well. We're here on the Whitchurch Arm of the Llangollen Canal. We've had a couple of snaggy issues with the engine, a couple of problems. Yes?
Yes.
I have no idea what's happening, but the last couple of days the engine's felt a bit lumpy and I'm not sure why. Thankfully there's a marina up ahead, Wixall Marina, and there's a guy there who's contracted to them called Andy, who's an engineer, first class I've heard, comes highly recommended. So I've contacted him and we're going to meet him there on Wednesday. It's now Monday, so we're going to just head off, loiter at the top of the Prees branch, because it's a little arm that goes off, a little Prees branch.
Oh, that's where it is.
Yeah,
Oh.
And the marina's at the end. So we'll just loiter up there until Wednesday. Having trouble starting the engine. There's a squealing noise. It's a bit lumpy when we're going. And I know we're going against the flow of because the river comes down the canal. So you are fighting the river flow when you're heading upstream, which is understandable. But this boat's used to that sort of stuff. I mean, you've seen some of the hairy adventures we've had on rivers and tidal rivers, so you know the boat can handle it perfectly well. It's nothing like that at all. There's something like that. You get hard to explain, but if you've got an engine, if you've got a car or anything like that, you know what it sounds like. You know it should be purring every single time you turn the key and drive or whatever. She's not performing as well as she should be doing. So
Bless her.
yeah, she needs a bit of TLC, I think.
So we're going to go in front of...
So we're going to go in front
Amy
of
Jo.
Amy Jo, just in case, and then they can whip round and hook us up and tow us if we need to. Hopefully not. Like I say, once the engine starts on tick over and I'll be able to do it at night time to charge the batteries, it's okay, apart from the squealing noise, which we suspect might be the belt, the alternator belt. It could even be a bearing on the alternator itself. The other thing it might be is the gearbox.
Just fingers crossed, please.
Yes. Who was it who coined the phrase that BOAT stands for bring out another 1,000? You were wrong. It should be BOAT, i.e. bring out another 20,000.
No. Good God, no.
Right, so let's start the engine this morning from cold, see what happens. So what I usually do is push this button in, which means it disengages the gear, so we're in neutral. But that also means that pushing that way on the Morse controller, it's reverse. It doesn't really matter, but it means it ups the revs a little bit. And we turn the key to the left on this particular engine to get the glow plugs going. Don't particularly need it because it's not that cold, and leave that for a few seconds and then turn to ignition. Don't know if you can hear the squeak. She's actually started first time this morning, and you'll see if I do this. Oh, actually she's going to peter out. No, there we go. She petered out. All right, let's try that again. Now she's taken, I think. bring this back to the top. That's Tico, well not Tico, that's neutral. And there's where we're sitting at rev-wise. The engine's all okay. All the dials have gone where they should do. That top one is the cabin batteries. This is the starter battery down here. So yeah, I'll just keep revving that, keep that. So we know that fuel's running. Okay, so after a bit of a dodgy start, she started. We'll see what happens today.
Morning all. Good morning. I'm going to keep ploughing for you.
Ah. Morning everyone. Excuse the plane noises and engine noises. Managed to finally get the engine started this morning after a bit of coughing and spluttering. And yes, we're moored here just between the bridges down the Prees Arm, ready to go into the marina to see Andy, the engineer. Let him give us his diagnosis. We may not be able to film, so it may just be a case of we'll do a catch-up after he's done his inspection and tests and whatever else he needs to do. Fingers crossed, whatever he finds isn't expensive, because it's nearly Christmas. Not that we could afford it any time of the year, but just more so at Christmas. Hey, never mind, let's see what happens.
Amy Joe, anything coming, son?
Negative, Amy Joe, it's all clear, over.
Roger, thank you very much.
Well, we met Andy at Whitchurch Marina, and what he found wasn't a pretty sight. If you've never seen diesel bug, this is what it looks like. Fortunately, we've got two filters. The first one is the water filter that separates water from the diesel. This is where the diesel bug was found. The filter was doing its job, but Andy's going to be doing a full service on the engine in a week's time. To combat this, we'll get some Marine 16, which you add to the diesel tank every time you fill up. That will hopefully eradicate the diesel bug once and for all.
Thanks for watching our vlog.
Thank you to our supporters on Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee and channel members. If you want to join them, there's details down below in the video description. In the meantime, don't forget to give us a thumbs up for a like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, it's totally free to do so. And then when you have subscribed, press the bell icon.
Ding!
Thank you, Jan, and YouTube will let you know next time we upload a vlog. In the meantime, stay safe everybody, happy cruising, bye.